collaboration is there with all institutes, the North Maharashtra University as well as the most important one with which you are now becoming the part of your life known as the Khandesh Education Society known as IMR. I am responsible for myself, for my own development. And how you are going to develop yourself simply depends upon your own efforts, your understanding, your imagination. That's why the main objective or the intention of the teacher while starting or while expressing his own views right from the beginning is to teach, is to change the life forever, which may not be the ultimate objective of the teacher at KG level, where my intention was just to get the encouragement towards learning something. At your KG standard, even your parents have paid the donations to get a good school. That's a traditional practice even in Pune. To get the admission to the KG standard, they have to pay a sizable amount of donation amounting to even 50,000. That is the reality today, in which you are encouraging yourself to learn with the process with which we are going to concentrate with 3R. Even today, the education at management level requires a 3R policy: read, remember and rewrite. We will concentrate on 3R policy definitely: to read, to remember and to rewrite. That was my basic intention in getting the admission at KG level. I entered into my primary and secondary school. What was your basic objective? At least as a parent, I know that competitive abilities are to be developed at 4th and 7th standard level. Whether you have appeared or not, the scholarship exam held at 4th standard, scholarship exam held at 7th standard is to develop your competitive ability. Analytical skills are to be developed. Whether to get the scholarship is not a question, but attempting to get the attempt, whether you are getting the scholarship, instead of that, it is definitely more valuable. Because the value additions, what you have made in yourself for improving the competitive ability is very important. So even you haven't appeared for that, but still today encourage your small brothers and sisters, specifying your parents that our brother and a sister has to attempt for 4th standard, 7th standard, where competitive abilities are to be developed. That is the purpose for primary education and 7th secondary education itself. Then we entered into higher secondary, because after 4th and 7th, again for 8th and 9th, the different types of scholarship exams are there. For 10th, the government scholarship exam is there, no doubt at all. So I used to calculate the primary and secondary up to 10th standard itself. Once you enter into your higher secondary, 11th and 12th, your intention is to get admission for a specific branch, a specific faculty. If your parents are well interested in developing you as an engineer, because they are from engineering faculty, definitely they will impress that you should also join engineering faculty. If your parents are the doctors, even one from the two, the father and mother is a doctor, definitely they will feel that my son or a daughter should go for medical itself. If you are a chartered accountant, a lawyer, whatever it may be, you definitely feel that our children should also join in the same faculty. So efforts are being concentrated at your higher secondary level so that by 11th and 12th you can get sizable mark and get ready for your college examination. You have completed your college examination. You enjoyed a lot, enjoyed in different aspects, and now you are getting a sizable quality from that graduate examination itself. Maybe you have passed your BCom, BA, BBA, BCA, BBM, BCS, BSc, BE, BPharm, Bachelor of Engineering also, Bachelor of Architecture, whatever it may be. Everyone is now interested in doing some additional course, in getting some value addition. You have done a minimum possible educational qualification being successfully completed with thorough enjoyment of a college student. That's why your intention in attending the classes in the college is just to enjoy and simultaneously to get that minimum possible knowledge of the faculty concerned. So now I welcome you in this particular institute after completion of your graduate examination, and you have some intention in your mind which is to be completed in an institution. This is an institution, it is not a college. College differs from the institute because here your intentions are very clear and your method of learning, method of studying is totally different. It has nothing to do with what practices you have followed in the college life is concerned. Here you are investing yourself for the valuable 2 years itself. So I first of all congratulate you that you are here with a proper faculty decision which you have taken to complete a management education program known as Masters of Business Administration itself. Definitely it is going to help you a lot, whether you are from engineering faculty, whether you are from architecture faculty, whether you are from medicine also. Today the craze is not only for the commerce student, it is not the craze for the science student, but from all faculties. Even I know well agricultural management, BA, Bachelor of Agriculture, together with MBA is more valuable. BPharm with MBA is much more well demanded in the market itself, and the maximum reputation or the maximum value additions will be there for the students who are from engineering faculty. Because when you go in the actual market for the job opportunities itself, because your intention may be to get a good job or to help your parents in your business, means to develop your entrepreneurial skill, can be the two important directions. Either you are interested in getting a job or you are going to help your parents in running your valuable business with a fantastic speed of profitability and the success itself. Whatever it may be, the first important option is you have to work somewhere. You have to get the experiences. If you come to know with the historical record from all business entrepreneurs, Bajaj, Godrej, Goenka, Tatas, all family members were working somewhere in other organization to get the experience. They were not immediately absorbed in their empires. They were asked to work somewhere, get the struggle, the hardships, and after getting it, then only they were rather welcome in their organization itself, and now they are today the successful entrepreneur itself. Take the examples of Ambani's or Tata's. Everywhere you will find that they have worked somewhere. After getting the experience, they are running their business very successfully in the business world of India itself. So the intention is to get a job. You have also joined the institution with a clear-cut intention that the placements will be made available to me immediately after passing my MBA. But what the experience says is absolutely important to understand. Don't be under the impression that after passing MBA, immediately the corporate organizations are there in your door. Not at all. Don't be under the wrong impression. Let me make it very clear that where we lag and what sort of efforts are to be taken by you, efforts are to be made by you so that your MBA will be with some value addition. Unless and until you have value addition, you are not going to compete in the competitive market. By 2016, when you will enter into the market, remember everywhere, everyone is interested in joining the organizations at either Pune, Mumbai, Nashik, Aurangabad. Instead of maintaining yourself as a personality from Jalgaon itself, where the opportunities are very few. I don't say that the opportunities are not there, but they are restricted because there is no industrial development. And when the industrial development was to take place, the political interference has created a big speed breaker in the development of Jalgaon. I will give the examples, quote the examples so that you can understand very well that we Jalgaon people are underdeveloped from industrial development point of view, trade organizations point of view, and service oriented organization point of view. So you have to wait for a golden opportunity elsewhere. In Pune, the best place. In Mumbai, fantastic scope is here. Even today in Nashik or Aurangabad, maximum opportunities are available. Make a point very clear. Opportunities are increasing. Opportunities are in number. But when I talk with the personnel manager or HR people, they are telling me that we are not getting the appropriate personnel. Opportunities are fantastic, but we are not getting what we are expecting from the student because you lag in your management education. And that's why on the very first day, I want to give you some doses. No doubt, I am a doctor and I will treat you as a patient. But don't be under the impression that it will be an overdose. Doses will be there, definitely. Your understanding should be to digest it properly so that by 2016 you will be in a position to prove your own value addition in yourself, and if at all you are successful, the corporates will be at your doorstep. Make a point very clear, by 2016, even today also, opportunities are fantastic everywhere. The fantastic opportunities for placements are there, and those who are qualified, those who have soft skills together with hard skill are able to get the job, are able to cope up, and they have no problem itself. But today, the students are in a different dilemma. Some of the institutes, I may specify with the example, Symbiosis is there with which I am a faculty, Biology is there with which I am a faculty, where students are getting 100% placement. If your parents are landlords, if your parents have affordable money of 8 lakh per year, as sir has pointed out, the fees are 8 lakhs of rupees. Your parents are affordable, well, you can get the admission and get the placement. Definitely 100% placements are there. But a different problem I am facing in Symbiosis as well as in Balaji. With the name of Balaji, with the name of Symbiosis, the corporate organizations give you the placement immediately, with the understanding that the students are definitely in a position to prove themselves. But after 6 months, after 8 months, they are thrown away from the organization. This is a reality, please mind it well. Students are getting very good opportunities in Tata Motors. For example, those who were automobile engineers together with managerial abilities being proved from management education institutes like Symbiosis, 6 months after the period, they were thrown out of the organization itself. I started making a research on that because as a research scholar or the research teacher is concerned, my job every time to look into the matter as a research proposal. Even for Raymond also, last time when I visited in Jalgaon, I think so, it was 2012 when RRC committee meeting was there at North Maharashtra. I could remember the situation very well. Raymond company were supposed to get 10,000 crores of rupees developing the Jalgaon plant itself. But within a span of 4 to 6 weeks only, the management has decided to divert that 10,000 crore from Jalgaon to other plant because of the very simple reason and very bad reason itself, that political interference, nothing else. And that was a speed breaker which I observed in 2012. If otherwise the investments would have been made, definitely the position of Jalgaon would have been far better. रस्त्यामध्ये खड्डे आहेत, तर खड्ड्यातून रस्त्यावरनं चालावं लागतंय, ही आजची परिस्थिती आहे. आता रिक्षाने येताना 100 वेळा धक्के बसत होते. असं वाटत होतं की आपण खड्ड्यातनं चाललोय का रस्त्यावरनं चाललोय, शोधावं लागत होतं की हा क्लिअर कट सरळ रस्ता आहे. असा एकही रस्ता दिसला नाही. हे आपलं जळगावकरांचं दुर्दैव. Even that can be the research topic itself, where which you have to develop your abilities to make research on current topics. How the road developments can be made in Jalgaon. साधा सिंपल प्रश्न आहे. प्रत्येकाने एक आठवडाभर त्याच्यावरती विचार करायचा आणि त्याच्यातून सोल्युशन काय निघेल हा विचार आणून शिक्षकांच्या बरोबर चर्चा करायची. कदाचित एखाद्याची सूचना अतिशय चांगली असेल की जी कॉर्पोरेशनला कळवल्यावरती कॉर्पोरेशन म्हणेल आम्ही आजपर्यंत याचा कधी विचारच केला. दॅट इज द वे ऑफ डेव्हलपिंग ए प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्विंग ॲटिट्यूड अमंग युअर्स. Where we lack, we don't have that problem solving attitude. That's why we differ from Pune students and students from Jalgaon. Because the students are studying with the case studies and every time they are being asked to study the industrial organizations. Go to Tata Motors, go to Hindustan Unilever, go to other Sandvik Asia. Number of organizations are there from which you have to learn something which will be more useful in your actual practical life. There we lack, and that's why the major or the important focus will be where we lag in making some value addition in ourselves. We are always being taught to study from syllabus oriented point of view. Even I have observed many more times that if you ask a particular topic for reference or for discussion, the teacher used to say that this is not there in your syllabus. Why would you want to discuss it? But here now the syllabus for MBA should not be syllabus oriented. So many things are there which you can learn which are other than syllabus. Talking with this subject in a simpler manner. Accounting, as we have started with the very basic subject itself, but with which your concepts has to be developed to give you some additions about the foundation. If you are not well aware about it, because still today, even the students are passing BCom, I have many more objection to the saying that they have scored 60%, 70%. But what is your practical knowledge about it? If you are not answering for a simple question, referring to the current matter itself, that 60% has no value itself. And that's why remember very well that here you are for studying, no doubt, From the syllabus, whatever matters are being specified, but correlated matter other than the syllabus are also to be studied thoroughly well. When we are studying the labor problems, immediately the case study may be there at Manesar, at Maruti Suzuki, why the strikes were lasting for 4 months, 3 years back itself, how it has resulted into crores of rupees loss to the company itself, who is in a position to suffer this loss itself, and how the problems were solved. If at all you can think in that particular direction, definitely your topic for labor can also be very well understood in that response itself, for which one important suggestion at that time also I given to the student, like teaching for the MBA classes with the problem of the case study from Maruti Suzuki Manesar having a long lasting strike for 6 months or even more than that, and they come to the conclusion that no, some sort of agreements will be there. What was my conclusion as a student also? I just specified the student that this can be thought out in other way around, for which I have made some important quotations. Workers are not useless. Repeat again. Workers are not useless, they are useless. Workers are not useless, they are useless. And workers are not careless, they are careless. So it is a responsibility of the corporate organization to care for the workers, to use the manpower in such a way so that it will become an asset to the organization but not to the liability. So the problem of labor can be studied with a case study if at all. Students will never forget it. And that's why I said syllabus oriented will be nowadays outdated. You have to study so many things together with syllabus, and that's why the purpose of institution is to make value addition. Here you are not coming for enjoyment purposes. Please remember. If you have the intention, no, during the span of 2 years we will be enjoying the institutional level, some sort of different enjoyment itself, no. Please leave the campus, cancel your admission and go back. Here your intention is very clear, right from your KG standard, the primary or the secondary or the higher secondary and the college. Till college you have enjoyed a lot. But now listen very carefully that 2 years will be invested so appropriately that you are going to get some good soft skills and hard skills. Make it very clear with this difference between soft skill and hard skill. From the faculty which you are learning, please allow me to talk sometime in Hindi, allow me to talk sometime in English as well as in Marathi, because we are in Maharashtra, we have to learn so many things. तुमचं कळलं, माझं कळलं, सगळ्यांनाच कळलं. हा एक समजूतदारपणाचा जो भाग आहे तो देखील आपण डेव्हलप करूया. बट ड्युरिंग द कॉलेज institutional time, one more advice to you, never talk in your regional language. Never talk, because sometimes it happens that two Marwadi students are coming together and started talking in Marwadi language. What they are talking, they know only themselves. I could never understand. If two students are from their Kerala side itself, what they are talking, I never understand. I misunderstand always, but they are talking and making some severe mistake. Because in symbiosis on the very first day I said that don't talk in your regional language. Talk in English. Maybe difficult for you. For the first time, it is very difficult. So many students will laugh at you, but that is a beginning. After 1 month, you will be fluent in talking English only. Because in corporate world, if you want to go to manufacturing industries, you want to go to trading organizations, or in service industry itself, only acceptable language will be English. Even in Maharashtra, if you are talking in Marathi, but the employee who is talking in English have a different personality itself. And others look at that particular guy that this is the real personality with which some sort of additions are being made already. That's why talk in English, even you make a mistake, you have to start. You have to start learning the newspaper every day. If you read the newspaper, you get the current updates because you have to catch the running train. Remember, today, what is your dollar rate? Anyone? Yes, please. What is your dollar rate? Be confident of yourself. When I ask a question, you have to stand up and tell me very loudly, 61 rupees, sir. That shows the confidence. But when you are talking, means you are not confident at all. Whether it is correct or wrong, you are not knowing at all. That's why you have to get your updates. You have to catch the running train itself. What the matters have happened in the week itself, you have to know thoroughly well and to use it in your institutional level itself. So what is the dollar rate? 60.92. Exact figure has to be there. Yesterday at the closing time, it was 60.92. Remember very well. Every day, dollar rate has everything to do from Indian economy point of view. Because Indian economy is a flexible term and it has so many shocks because of the dollar is becoming a C in my country itself. What is this SC? Dollar is becoming a SC. SC. Senior citizen. Dollar is becoming a senior citizen because it is crossing up 60 rupees. That's why he and me are together. We are senior citizen itself. So you may talk logically. Dollar is becoming a senior citizen. The party to whom you are addressing may or may not be understanding what you are talking, but they will appreciate that he knows something better than me. And these are the things which you have to learn in your institutional level. You never tried with your college level itself because syllabus was very clear in your mind. The books which were available like Sharp and Pragati, you were carrying in your books. I used to ask the student which reference book you have referred to. Unfortunately, he used to say Sharp. So it has sharpened our knowledge itself. Even I asked in interview for the teacher. It's not the tragedy with the student but teacher also. I asked the teacher that for cost accounting, which can be the best book? He said if a shortcut is required, at least you must refer to Sharp. If not, you can refer to Pragati also. But they don't know which can be the standard book to be referred. So these are the happenings because of the environment of education, how it is spreading in Maharashtra itself. Classes are not there at all. Even the students are waiting outside the class. But the teacher says if at all the students are 50 to number, then only I'll take the class. That is a reality. In Pune I am talking. I am not talking in Jalgaon itself. Please mind it well. Otherwise you will make wrong understanding. Wrong impressions are always very bad. I am talking always the realities, what I have faced and I am facing every day. I know the reputed colleges in Pune itself. Students are waiting outside the class, waiting for the golden class to start. But the teacher is waiting for 70 students, 80 students, which are never there in number, 5 or 10. No, it is not my response. But students should force the teacher, sir, 8:45. You are teaching time management. We have to start the class. Whether 1 or 2 or 60, you must take the class. But that sort of dialogue are not there at all. Please remember, at institutional level, our intention will be to make value additions, and management is the course relating to the business. That's why I said I have the intention to teach the management students where they are going to change the entire life. Because they will be learning so many new things from me as a professional teacher, which is definitely changing their life itself, which is never being taught to them till the college level itself. And that's why the intention of the teacher at management education level should be to teach is to change the life forever. Tomorrow you are going to face these problems. So try to develop a problem solving attitude from today itself. That can be my teaching level or method itself. And if the students start struggling with the problem, like I said, we are trying to develop the road in Jalgaon. Everyone is asked to find out a solution. Talk with the solution tomorrow. Automatically you can get so many problems. Problem will be automatically solved, but we are not trying to concentrate it from analytical point of view. That analytical or logical thinking will have to be taught at institutional level. So never say I am going to a college. I am going to an institution itself. Because I make a difference between the college and the institution. Institution is that place where the students are being taught in such a way to make the value addition in yourself. To soft skills are to be taught, hard skills are to be taught, and then the students is well developed, which is definitely with the value addition. And when he go to any corporate organization, he can prove the merit of the institution that I am from IMR. I am responsible for my soft skill development. I am responsible for my hard skill development. That is the intention. I was just talking about soft skill and the hard skill, and then we'll proceed. Whenever you feel boring, you let me know. We'll have a break of 5 minutes. Otherwise, I will continue for up to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock even. That I am a teacher. I am a professional teacher and teaching for a number of hours. But the teacher will be more successful if there is two-way communication. Only one-way communication is a force, is a burden, is a botheration. But if the students are participating in the discussion, that is always expected, and to make the class more lively. Otherwise I can talk for 2 hours, I can talk for 3 hours, and you are coolly and calmly listening to me, showing that, oh, how nice you are, not looking but talking. So be careful about this two-way communication. Whenever you feel, you can ask me the question. Whenever I feel, I will also ask you the question and get ready for the answer. Soft skill and hard skills. MBA program tries to develop among the students the soft skill as well as hard skill also. We are going to talk about soft skill elaboratively, but let me clarify the concept. Once you pass your graduate examination, you have two assets with you. One, percentage of marks which you are getting, and the certificate of your graduate examination. Nowadays, don't talk anything about the percentage, because I used to remember myself when I passed my MCOM examination 1972 with a percentage of 54 only, 54, and the student who stood first, Ravi Pandit, you may be knowing, sir, the chartered accountant, Ravi Pandit from KPIT, who is now a top businessman itself. He scored 56%, and he was the first in university. I scored 54%, and if you make a comparative analysis, 1972 passing an MCOM with 54%, and 2014 a student from University of Pune passing MCOM, the top scorer 89%. Does it mean that we don't know anything? Does it mean that you know everything better than nothing? That is always a big question to me. But that level again tries to make the compensation. What we learn at that time, what you are learning with the help of Sharp and Pragati, definitely sharpen yourself for scoring a sizable percentage of 89 also. I am very happy with that. But a soft skill does not mean that you should score a sizable percentage and carry a degree. But when you are going to any corporate organization for getting the placement, they require many more things other than the two. You are a graduate, you have scored 80 plus percentage, they are not interested in these two. They are interested in many more other skills which are making you employable. To make employable is more important. If you want to make yourself more employable, you should have communication skill, spoken English, software knowledge, problem solving attitude, foreign language, the skill itself. These are all which results into developing a soft skill. And now I request you that during the course of 2 years, everyone will taking a serious and sincere effort to develop soft skill among you, the first important step. Is it clear? Communication skill, spoken English, then getting some foreign language, the understanding about it, software. I am going to discuss in detail because these are the hurdles with which we are facing big problems, and that's why even though a student of 80% from a reputed college like BNCC is not getting a job itself. From the engineers who are passing in Maharashtra every year, only 15% of the engineers are getting a sizable job. 85% of the students are still unemployed, and we say that no, engineering is the best faculty where the jobs are immediately to you on the very next day. That is not the reality itself. 15% of the engineers every year get a sizable job. 85% are unemployed. That is the tragedy of engineering. Forget about other than engineering. I am not talking with any other faculty, even though I know 99% is the scoring of unemployment. 99% of the students did not get the job because they are not having any type of soft skill among themselves. So here you are to develop the soft skill in yourself, and you have to take the efforts to see that no, at the completion of 2 years I have developed my soft skills in this way, and now I go to any corporate organization, I will be the first on their final list itself. Second one, the hard skills. The faculty in which you have studied in-depth knowledge. In-depth knowledge. If you are a commerce student, you have to know thoroughly well, because if I am a personnel officer at your placement, I will ask any type of question. Once you say I have passed my BCom, accounting was my special subject, so naturally you have forced me to ask a simple question even on accounting itself. How many of you are commerce faculty students? Please raise your hand. Commerce, BCom, BBA, BCA, BPM, wherever you have studied accounting. Is it clear? Okay. If I will ask you a simple question to make it lively, I will ask, please try to answer it, please. My question to you as a commerce student. What is the art of accounting? Very simple question. Get ready to answer within a minute. Right from 11 commerce till BCom. Account was my very interesting subject because I have tallied the balance sheet every year without any difficulty. Left hand side total was 5 lakh. Right hand side unfortunately was 5 lakh. So I jumped in the classroom itself because my final account tallied. But when you come to the house, I ask you the question, can you tell me the art of accounting? Can you tell me how to read the balance sheet? Your simple answer will be, sir, it was never being taught in the classroom. Teachers have not taken any effort to explain why left hand side of 5 lakh tallies with right hand side of 5 lakh. If at all 5 lakh is the total, how you come to know the performance evaluation? How that business was working as an investor? Shall I invest more? Shall I withdraw the investment? Or shall I retain the investment? Does the question will be answered by this 5 lakh? No. That means to say that whatever we have studied till graduate level, this is not the tragedy of BCom, this is the tragedy of all the faculty. That practical knowledge is absolutely zero. Try to develop that practical knowledge which is more important at managerial level. Ask the question why, who, when, what. If you are answerable, then only I can say you have developed some soft skill among yourself. What is an art of accounting? Anyone? If at all you commit a mistake, I don't mind at all. I appreciate, because talking in front of the class and talking on a particular subject, expressing ourselves will help you to make presentable. And that presentation is a minimum possible requirement in the soft skill. Be presentable. Unless and until you present yourself, how you will be the asset of the corporate organization? You will be working at the manager, always to dream for a higher position. Don't dream like I'll be working a clerk. I'll be working as a clerk in the organization. No, my opportunity will be definitely for manager. So if you are working as a manager, in the board of directors meeting or the head of the department's meeting, definitely the other manager will ask you the question about the performance of your department. You have to explain them, and to explain mean in the shortest possible time, you have to express how your department has worked for more effectively. And that 1 minute expressing everything requires presentation ability. So every day now in your class, whatever the teacher will ask you, you should be quite substantial or strong enough to stand and talk. Whether you are talking wrong, 1 day, 2 day, definitely it will be tolerable. On the 3rd day you will be talking on the line. 4th day you will be perfect. And on the 6th day you will be presentable yourself in the institute itself. So you have to be more presentable. What is the art of accounting? Yes, please. Please. Art of accounting. बोलण्याने माणूस बोलका होतो, बोलासाठी करू लागतो आणि त्याच्यातूनच बोलकं पण दिसायला लागतं. येस प्लीज. Loudly. Loudly. To develop the basic skills of accounting. Please. Anyone? At least start with the beginning, the good beginning, definitely, whether it is right or wrong, but she could express it nicely. Very good. Yes, please.
Should we bifurcate between debit and credit? Like debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains?
Okay. Yes, please. My question, please remember, at this level now, you have to understand the problem first. If you could not understand the problem, you create a new problem. That's why our attitude should be to understand the problem, to solve the problem, not to create a new problem. Yes, please. Anyone? Art of accounting. A stands for accountability. Whatever accounts you have prepared are to be accountable. Whatever statements you have prepared are to be reliable. Whatever financial statements you have prepared are to be transparency, accountability, reliability and transparency. That system of accounting which tries to result into proving the accounting record more accountable, more reliable, more the transparency as such will be the art of accounting. I want to ask you, accounting is a system, is an art of recording business transaction, is a science of recording business transactions, but you have to follow that three important principles while recording the books of account. Whatever you record is to be accountable, reliable, transferable. So my point was, have your hard skill more perfect, in-depth knowledge. 11th standard was the first day when my teacher used to teach me what is an art of accounting. And from that day I remember very well that whatever record you want to make should be accountable, reliable. There has to be transparency from that. If at all you maintain the books of account on the basis of these three principles, you are the perfect bookkeeper, the accountant. That sort of knowledge is known as in-depth knowledge. So from which faculty you are, you have to develop in-depth knowledge. Means to develop the hard skills. Till the time being, you have studied different faculties, different branches in which you are perfect, no doubt at all. Why in the manufacturing undertaking engineers are preferred? Because manufacturing industries require the technical knowledge through managerial ability. Managerial abilities are to be proved from management education. Technical knowledge has to be developed from engineering faculty itself. Like that, each and every branch has some specific characteristic. Are you proving that? Are you showing the full-fledged, the in-depth knowledge? That is your hard skill itself. So you have to develop yourself in your managerial course of action, the hard skill together with the soft skill. And if you are able to develop it, you are able to catch up anything. Because remember, 2016, the competition will be very tough. And if you are to compete in that, you have to prove your own personality that I am capable to solve all the problems. I am in a position to get the understanding about the hard skill as well as soft skill. The corporates will welcome you and you have to prove your abilities so that in the future you can be treated as the asset. So remember, hard skills and soft skills are to be developed in this particular managerial education known as management course itself. Before proceeding, just get your understanding very clear about what is your understanding about the term of management. Because I have taken the admission to management course and I don't know anything about management. What is management? I don't know. I will try to manage in my college only. If that is your answer, no. You have to be very clear with your pandas. You have to be very clear with your understanding that management means I am going to learn these important things in the institution itself. So what is management? Yes. Ready for discussion. Please. Yeah. Anyone? I was expecting all hands to raise, but sometimes one, sometimes half. It should not be. Yes, ma'am, please. Fantastic. Yes, please. Someone? Someone? Yeah. What the manager does. Fantastic. You are a proper manager. Yes, please. Anyone? बोलल्याशिवाय इथे काही नाही. आपण घरी जेवढे आई वडिलांच्या समोर कायम बोलत असतात, कटकट कटकट कटकट, तसं इथे शिक्षकाला वाटलं पाहिजे की हा विद्यार्थी म्हणजे मला 24 तास विचारतो, त्याच्यातूनच तुम्हाला नवीन शिकायला मिळणार आहे. यस प्लीज. Group of people work together. Fantastic. Very good. Very good. Yes, please. Any more? To manage all the things properly. Fantastic. So happy? So happy? Yes, ma'am. You are eager to answer? Please. Fantastic. Functions of management. Very happy. So at least you are well aware about the concept of management. Get the understanding properly from corporate organization point of view. Because now we are talking from business point of view. Managing the businesses, managing the corporate organization, managing the manufacturing, trading and service organization. I'll make the clarification first and then we'll go with the concept of management. Today in India we are getting an industrial development, economic development through the businesses of three types. Business means undertaking those activities which are with an intention of wealth maximization. Wealth maximization is an intention of a business, but through profit maximization it is only possible. So every business will undertake number of activities for maximization of profit to achieve the ultimate goal of wealth maximization of the owner of the organization. If you are with production, if you are with manufacturing, factory operation, they are termed as manufacturing industries. Garwade Nylons, Hindustan Unilever, Kirloskar Oil Engine, Sandvik Asia, Maruti Car, Maruti Suzuki, Tata Motor Company, these are all manufacturing industries. They are concerned with three important activities: purchase, production, selling and distribution. Purchase the raw material, inputs, use it in your quality production, the output, and sell and distribute it to the ultimate customer itself. Purchasing, production, selling and distribution are the three basic activities involved with manufacturing businesses are concerned. Trading organization, they only purchase the manufactured products. They purchase the finished product directly from the manufacturer at the cheapest possible rate and sell out to the customer at the highest rate. Purchase, selling and distribution are the only two activities concerned with your trading organization. Traders are there, the malls are there in your city. All these are the malls which are the examples of trading organization itself. Service industry, which are very popular in Indian industry itself, providing ultimate services to the customer itself. They are neither producing anything, purchasing anything, only using their knowledge for provision of services itself. And in service industries, as you are well aware, IT is at the prominent level itself from Indian economy point of view. So three types of businesses are noted: manufacturing, trading and the service industry itself. We want to manage the manufacturing organization. We want to manage the trading organization or the service industry itself, where you can classify the word management into three parts. Manage the main T. I just tried to divide the word into three parts. Manage, main. Main is one of the important aims. 6 aims are there, which we are managing tactfully, skillfully, effectively, efficiently, productively. Those resources which you are using as an input, if they are being utilized appropriately, that particular knack is known as management. Management is to manage the things. Perfect. But what you are going to manage? We are going to manage the input. We are going to manage 6 important aims. Main, machine, money, material, manpower, and method. To manage different aim more successfully, use the main and the manpower skillfully. They have to respect it. You have to care the workers. You have to use the workers appropriately. That require skillful knowledge. That is known as to manage the main, to manage the machine, to manage the money, to manage the material, to manage the method. Managing different inputs, the different aims are there. If you use the input more effectively, productively, skillfully, efficiently, tactfully, that is known as management. Management is a separate group of people. At the top level, known as top management. Middle level, middle management. Lower level, lower management. They are managing different types of resources more effectively for ultimate objective to make the wealth maximized by the maximization of profit itself. So remember, this is the concept what we are going to learn for the 2 years period. How to manage the main, how to manage the machines, how to manage the material, how to manage the money, how to manage the method from different aspect point of view. That will be your part of syllabus. So what is management? What is MBA? To managing different resources which are utilized in a business, maybe manufacturing, trading or service industry itself. Case studies are the different examples, different types of incidences which you take as a study case. You study that particular case and you start getting new principles. You start getting new experiences, and if you use these experiences in the future, you are definitely managing the entire show more skillfully. So this is to be learned during the course of a period of 2 years. For that, a specific syllabus is being prescribed. But we said in the beginning that we are definitely studying so many things beyond the syllabus itself. This is not the only part that in the syllabus it is given like the labor turnover. I will start teaching labor turnover. Idle time. No. Take a particular case that in IT industries, why the labor turnover is increasing, particularly for the IT people, what makes them to leave the job, what makes them to select a new job, what may be the reason. If you think in that particular way, referring to a particular example from the industry, it becomes always a unforgetful matter itself. Principle together with the case studies are learned simultaneously, then your fundas will be very clear. That's why I said 2 years teaching program will be definitely more crucial, and that's why it is going to change your life forever. How you are looking at a particular problem, how you try to find out a solution. Is it a simple way to solve the problem? What is your problem solving attitude? Are you becoming a problem solver or problem creator in the organization? Everything will be managed by the management people at the top level, and then they decide that you are the asset or a liability to the organization. So once you step up in a management institute, you have to be very clear what I am going to learn. I have to learn the managing a business, a manufacturing type of business, trading organization and a service industry itself. Now today I am going to concentrate much more on how to make MBA program more effective. I will be talking on realities and please try to make the understanding very clear that these are the situations which we are facing, and if at all you want to overcome the situation, what should be your role? How prominently you are going to develop your role in IMR? Is it possible for you to do successfully? Then only you will be employable. Corporate organizations will be behind you instead of you behind the organization. Corporate organization comes to know only at the time of certain talk in the seminar, a certain talk in the workshop that this is an exceptional student, and if they will observe it minutely, you will be getting the placement with a good package itself. So get the understanding very clear now. What are the important things which you have to learn while developing the soft skill and the hard skill itself? We are talking as an Indian. I am an Indian. What is my image as an Indian in the international market? Because that is your base. You are going to change internal or the scenario with which we are facing. We all know that from the Japanese you learn teamwork. What is a teamwork? How teamwork becomes an efficient way towards the success has to be learned from the Japanese itself. What we learn from the Germans? Every time accuracy, 0.005. Your result 0.005. Accuracy can be learned from the German people. Decency can be learned from English people. I object. After referring to the test match and what was the issue between Ravindra Jadeja and all, I should not point out the name, decency has lost. But still we say that decency has to be learned from English people. What you learn from Americans? The marketing techniques. Well-versed with marketing techniques. Whatever techniques are being followed by the Americans are being followed everywhere in the world. So if these are the important things what we have learned, Japanese, the teamwork, Germans, accuracy, decency from the English people, no doubt the marketing techniques from the American, is a big question to me even today, that what you learn from Indians. Unfortunately, answer is corruption. Realities are always bad. Realities are always not to be specified, but reality becomes reality. if you can understand with this particular point of view, I want to quote with two very interesting examples. Every day when you open the newspaper, the first important news, corruption of so many crores of rupees. I am a man of accounting. Very difficult for me to count even zeros in that figure. 10 crores of rupees, 10,000 crores of rupees corruption every day on the front page or somewhere is an interesting and important news. That's why I come to the conclusion what we learn, unfortunately, the corruption. As a student of commerce, you must be knowing an important branch of accounting which has developed in India because of the corruption. The branch is known as, can you specify, which branch of accounting has developed because of increasing number of corruption practices in corporate, in government, in public trust, everywhere. Branches of accounting. Yes, ma'am. Perfect. That's the difference between the teacher and the student. I appreciate, because even in my last lecture, unfortunately I have to say, for some prestigious university, prestigious college at BCom, I was prestigious college of commerce at Mumbai. I was just having an interaction with the teacher itself, asking them that please let me know, you are a teacher of accounting, at least there are 10 to 12 branches of accounting. Everyone knows thoroughly well because it is being taught every day, financial accounting, cost accounting and management accounting are the three branches of accounting which are well known. But even the students were, the teachers were not well aware about it. 10 different branches are developing in Indian industrial scenario today itself, of which the branch which she has pointed out is absolutely the perfect forensic accounting itself. And when forensic accounting is a debatable topic, I used to quote with a very interesting example of the IT industry known as Satyam computers. You may or may not be knowing, but Satyam computer was one of the leading IT industry itself. Wipro and all that, talking in the same range or in the line, was Satyam computer. But because of the chairman B. Raju, they started cooking the books of account. They started window dressing of accounts. These are the typical terms which are used in accounting. Window dressing, cooking the books of account means showing something different than the realities. Was being made by B. Raju and his colleague also. 6 or 7 persons were involved in that particular case, and if you are reading the newspaper regularly, you will come to know in the last week only SEBI has finalized the matter. SEBI has given the decisions that B. Raju and all these should be banned for 14 years for making the transactions in the share market. And the second one was the money which they have collected, 14,000 crores something plus or minus, has to be refunded with 12% rate of interest immediately within a time limit of 45 days. That is also very interesting to note down what were the decisions given by the SEBI, because it was the first corruption case in IT industry itself, which is very popular, and from that time forensic accounting is becoming very popular. So I was talking that India is meant for corruption because of the fact. Two examples, please remember very well. In the last week, Reserve Bank of India, the auditor, was caught in one corruption case at Pen Sahakari Bank itself. The matter was little bit about some 650 crores of rupees Gotala, and he was found involved in that. So the Reserve Bank of India auditor is being caught. It is an exceptional case. Second one, just on Saturday itself, the Syndicate Bank chairman and the managing director S.K. Jain was being caught in the corruption case. Even today morning also, I was reading the Lokmat and I was frustrated, literally, because of reading the news that Mr. So-and-so was being caught in the corruption case itself. That is the reality which you have to accept. So what is our role? We have to change the entire scenario. And I feel that you are the people who are going to make a change. If at all you are at the top level, we know the rules and regulations. We know the interest of the society in general. And we will prove that the Indian managers are also of a different character than like this. Because even in Indian corporate organization, the corruptions are starting. It is not only in the government offices, but in the corporate world also, the corruption is rather becoming a prominent situation. That's why I feel that management students are the forthcoming managers of the future who are going to change the entire scenario, proving the merit of real Indians from 125 crores of population. 125 crores of population, we are being classified into two categories. 70% are the Bharatiya, 30% are the Indians. 70% the population stays in rural areas, whereas 30% population stays in urban area itself. That's why 70% population is known as Bharatiya and 30% population is known as Indian. That is our India itself, with which if we want to progress, we have to see that what will be our own responsibility. You said in the beginning, I am responsible to change the entire world by my own activity itself. If at all you are proving your own activity, I feel that that is the value addition of the management education course itself. Let us get that important point with which I was trying to give you the understanding that managing MBA more tactically. That will be rather very interesting for you to get the understanding very well. number of management institutes are available in Maharashtra. Every day, old management institutes are closing their shops because the customers are not available. On the contrary, new management institutes are permitted to open their new shops. I think so you can understand what I am trying to specify. These are the realities. Number of institutes are there. In Maharashtra we are talking. Some of the institutes are very popular. Some of the institutes are protected by the political leader, but attendance is not there, means the admissions are not there at all. Some of the institutions are very popular, but after passing the students are finding it difficult to get the job. If at all they are getting the job, after 4 or 5 months they are thrown away. This is the actual reality of 2014. Please remember. After completion of your graduate examination, you feel that now the enjoyment is over. Let us start thinking seriously for making your life more successful. I don't know whether it is your own thought, it is a forceful thought from the parents, but this is a thought which is being developed. That now this is the age, this is the time where we have to think very minutely, carefully, if at all you want to be happy in your life. And the only answer comes from you only, that we are interested in getting a good job. Because passing a graduate examination is not a minimum qualification which is required by the corporate organization. Those who are getting the job with the graduate qualification have some other exceptional quality also. I never say that there are no number where the students are getting the job, but they are exceptional in number, quite a low percentage itself, having some influence. Immediately after passing graduate, they get a good job. But to become employable in a real sense, you require some pushback. Because the reality says that graduate passing does not mean that you are well versed in your field, in your faculty. Even though passing 90% at the BCom examination, it does not mean that you are a problem solver in the organization, but you are more problem creator. So everywhere the problem is how you can become more presentable, the problem solver of a corporate organization. That's why all seniors, the respected, the parents specify that we become a successful manager by opting a course for 2 years. And that's why you have joined a management institute, clear cut, with an intention to get good, sizable, qualitative placement. No doubt. It is the intention of everyone. Intention is very good. But ask the question yourself that are you eligible to make presentable? If not, you have to change yourself. Get ready for that. To get ready to become more employable is a basic requirement of the input in the form of student to a industry like management education. Go anywhere, Pune, Mumbai, Nasik, Aurangabad, or anywhere or even go to IIM also. Indian Institute of Management, the top ranking management institute. Students immediately after passing their MBAs are well placed in advance in their third or the fourth semester only. When they start with their second year course for the third and the fourth semester, maximum number of corporates are there who visit the IIM and select the caliber type of students. And what they are getting is exceptional. You won't think at all even, are beyond the imagination, are being absorbed at a sizable amount of package. What is our minimum expectation? When I think that after passing my MBA I should get a job, 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh. Please remember, this language is always in terms of per annum. 4 lakhs per annum. 6 lakhs per annum. Today even the jobs are there where the employees are getting 10 lakhs per month. Even I quote the example, chartered accountants are there, company secretaries are there, cost and works accountants are there, who are working in the corporate organization at 10 lakh plus per in the reputed corporate organization as the heads of finance department, the costing department, company secretaries and all that. So there are examples to quote that these are the professionals who are getting the salaries beyond imagination, 10 lakh per month, a sizable amount of salary. To reach up to that level, you require some additional qualification. You require some value addition. And for that, to get acquainted with soft skill and hard skill, these are the basic requirements. Don't go as per the name of the institution. Prove your merit simultaneously with the institution. Because I know a number of students, my own student from Symbiosis or even from Balaji also, who are well placed in the very good corporate organization, but unfortunately after 8 or months or 1 year, they were thrown out of it. That is more dangerous. If you get a job because of the reputation of an institute plus some additional qualification from you, you are survived for a short-term period, 4 months, 6 months. But that is the period with which you have to prove your own merit. If you are unable, organization has no other alternative but to say goodbye from the corporates. And once you are being thrown, the future is very dark. And that's why before you enter the dragon, you make it very clear and confirm in your mind that my employability is 100% from my efforts point of view. It's an effortful procedure which you are going to follow for a period of 2 years, not more than that. If you take the efforts, you are going to get the sizable return, safe return, secured return for the entire life also. If at all the value addition is possible from your point of view. Same speech I have in Symbiosis also. Same speech I have in Balaji also. They try to listen very carefully on the first day. But on the second day, sir, it was an overdose to us. for the full year, how we are going to digest it. And those who were with me for the whole span of 2 years are at the top, and they are successful managers, successful entrepreneurs thereafter. Because after having a skillful experience of 4 to 5 years, some of them have started their own businesses. Some of them have started their own entrepreneurs, and they are today the successful entrepreneurs. One of the example I should quote. B.S. Kulkarni was my student in 1974. You must have heard, घराला घरपण देणारी माणसं, BSK, the developers and the builders. BSK was our student in 1974 at Neswadia. He used to sell out agarbatti. Very poor, I know very well. And how he travelled in his life, we have observed from the bottom. B.S. Kulkarni is a real entrepreneur in that sense. Because he worked so many organizations. He got the experience, and then he started his own B.S. Kulkarni constructors and developers, the builder. And today he is a successful man. Like that, there are so many examples with which I can quote. But the point is that take it very seriously. Because I observed many more students who are forced here to come because their parents are having a thoughtful discussion that my child should do MBA. So that in the marriage market, I should say market definitely, it will be a marketable product. It is much more attached to the students from other than Maharashtra. I observed in Symbiosis very often. I asked them, what was your intention in joining MBA at Symbiosis or at Balaji? They said, sir, if I pass MBA, I've been getting a dowry of 25 lakhs. So my parents have forced me to join Symbiosis. And we are willing to pay 10 lakhs. This is not so difficult. My parents are affordable to pay. So once they pay 10 lakhs for 2 years, 20 lakhs, we will get 25 lakhs. The returns are safe and secure. It is a logical thinking from the businessman point of view. But I know the people who are here from a middle class family whose parents are even not affording to pay the fees what they have paid. And that's why remember the devotion of your parents. Why they have invested the money in you? Because they are expecting to get a sizable return in the form of, not in money, but in terms of your own growth, your own development. That investment will be the important intention behind every effort which you are going to take. And that's why to be more employable in your career of MBA, a professional management course, don't go by syllabus. Don't follow the subjects and the syllabus accordingly. No doubt for the examination, performance evaluation, it is absolutely necessary. But if you are thinking in the different directions with the current world itself, automatically you study the same. If you are doing CA simultaneously with BCom, if you are doing CS or CWA simultaneously with BCom, BCom is a very simple job because the same subjects are being taught at the advanced level with analytical summary or the depth itself. That's why passing BCom for a CA student is very simple. But now at the MBA level, you have to devote yourself. And for that, certain important hints are there. Please try to remember so that it can be more effective a span of 2 years period in your life by enjoyment as well as by getting value addition in you yourself. After 2 years, if I look at you, I must have the confidence in recommending you to any organization. Because number of corporate organization approaches the faculties directly, specifying, sir, you are well versed with the realities of your inputs in the form of output of the students. And we know that who are talkative, don't take in a wrong way. You are talking among yourself, solving your own problem, does not mean that you are talkative. Talkative means every time to ask new question to the student, so that the student feels that, the teachers feel that before entering the class, I must prepare myself. Even today also, I have prepared lots of things with me. Even you allow me to talk up to 6 o'clock in the evening, I have the tremendous input. But I am not going to bore you. Teacher should be a successful teacher who knows where to start and where to continue. So definitely I have given you the limit up to 1 only. You will see still 45 minutes, but still we will enjoy 45 minutes with so many beautiful examples from the corporate world. So remember, my intention in giving you something which is exceptional, and you will also expect the same thing from your teacher in the class from tomorrow. Sir, please talk on this particular issue. Sir, please talk on the financial budget being presented by Arun Jaitley. As a student of management, what we should learn, what we should understand, how to read the budget may be one important point. But you can ask the question regarding why Raymond is facing tremendous problem for development of Jalgaon as an industrial city itself. Ask number of questions, but the question should be logical. Otherwise, while going again, one of the students may ask me the question, sir, will you please answer my question, what is management? रामायण सांगता सांगता महाभारत केव्हा झालं कळलंच नाही, असं नको व्हायला. So you are keeping in mind that what is to be developed. Syllabus oriented part, you are going to get it, no doubt at all. And concentrate on the most important point which I forgot, the 3 R, to read, to remember and to read out. To read. So many things are to be read out by you, are readable. Every day morning or whenever you get a time, see that you can read the newspaper. Whether you are reading Marathi or English or Hindi, that is immaterial, because that is your own language which you understand. But I suggest you to read at least some paragraph from English newspaper. College library has made the provision of Economic Times, Financial Express, or number of magazines are there. They are to be read out. You never try to go and open the door of the library itself. You don't know even which are the reference books from that particular topic. How you are going to increase your readability. Every news must be highlighted by you, and if you feel that this has an important from my management career point of view, you can open the topic in the class, have a group discussion, get the understanding from your colleague in English only. So that readability will be the first R, to read. To remember. Even I have my own limitation to remember what I read out yesterday. How it is possible for me to remember today? Forget about the question of a week back or a month back, but if you try yourself, you remember so many things. For that, you require peace of mind. You require that yoga demonstration. That yoga is definitely going to help you a lot in that. Or have an exercise that will keep you fresh and you will remember so many things. During the exam time, purposely you forget everything. So you have to remember, if you have continuous reading of that particular matter, definitely so many inputs are there to put in your answer paper and to make your answer paper a readable one. Paper presentations are to be made in your MBA program. Your paper should be exceptional, which should highlight a topic which is not being touched by anyone. And you have concentrated with such a point which nobody has thought out. Such a type of problem can be taken for the project work also, that is to develop the attitude to remember so many things and to rewrite, with which even everyone has to make some special efforts. Even we, the teacher, are lagging in writing something. If we are being asked to write something, we said, no, we remember everything, we have read out everything, but when the question comes about writing one single paragraph, you are not in a position to write. What the first paragraph concludes is the beginning of the second paragraph. What you are trying to emphasize in the second is the same paragraph for the third. So what is the new thing in your answer? That's why if you have the writing ability is being developed like anything, you become a successful manager. Manager should have to develop 3R policy, to read. So many things can be read out in relation to the problem with which you are facing. Remember what can be the different approaches to solve the problem analytically, logically, that can be to remember and to rewrite. Once you come to a solution, please write it. And in the board of director meeting, make a short speech so that within a minute, everyone can understand what you want to specify. Suppose tomorrow you are working in Tata Motors at a managerial level. Fortunately, Ratan Tata called you to meet 1 minute to talk on the matter what you are working in the company itself. You are so fortunate that such a big shot has asked you to meet for 1 minute, because something must be exceptional they have found in you. Otherwise, why they will call you? They will call to such a person who is liable for them. But they are called a simple employee from the organization, for example. So you start thinking that when a boss from a company is calling me to talk on the matter, what I should talk, how logically I should talk, and how in brief I should cover each and every point with which I am concerned, and that requires the skill. Within a minute, everything has to be covered in a simple language. Hi-fi English is not required. He wants the understandable English. I am a boy, you are a girl, like that he can talk, even he will be very happy. That's why we require communication skill. That's why we require logical thinking, analytical ability, and to present in the form of writing. Again in writing, please remember, graphical presentation is creating maximum importance in current world. Graphical presentation. Instead of writing thousands of words in number of paragraphs, I may try to draw a graph, a chart, a diagram, or a curve itself. It may speak so many things which I have never covered in my writing. So graphical presentation is more approachable. It tries to discuss on so many aspects which are understandable to the party to whom you are going to convince. And that's why right from today, please remember, start developing your graphical presentation skill. Every subject have to be expressed in the form of different types of graphs instead of talking on the issue itself. I'll give the example. If you are watching a cricket match, someone scores a century, and immediately on your TV screen, the graph is being presented. A chart is being shown. A diagram is being covered. And looking at that graph, you come to know how the player was strong to play on a particular side if he is a batsman. So that graphical presentation appeals so many things. That's why develop your abilities through graphical presentation, and that is the skill definitely. Every time we must feel that instead of talking for 30 minutes, that's why PPT presentation is getting more importance. Instead of a teacher like me who is habitual in writing on the board itself, I never follow PPT. So many teachers say, sir, you can express so many things. But I feel personally that instead of writing something, I am unable to talk. But I agree, I appreciate that PPT presentation is fantastic. You can specify so many things. Just looking at the graph, you can read so many things about corporate happenings of the world with which you are going to be employable. So remember, it should not be syllabus oriented. Should not be. No doubt, syllabus is very important from examination point of view. But be careful that how that syllabus, the topic is applicable in the practical life. I have taught labor turnover so many times to my different faculty members, to my students, to my teachers also, and said at the end that now let us try to apply the same in Wipro company and find out the reason why the labor turnover rate in the last year was increasing substantially. That is practical application of the topic which you are discussing in the syllabus. So syllabus oriented means we just got the framework that this is the topic with which we are going to deal with. But in detail, in-depth knowledge is going to help you a lot in understanding that topic and developing your problem-solving attitude. What should be your ultimate objective? You should be a total problem solver only. Finding out the solutions to the different problems in the organization where you are going to work. You may be in manufacturing industry, trading organization, service industry also. Wherever you are working, your job is to find out the solution to the problem, and finding the solution should be understandable, should be simplified way. Otherwise complicated methods are there that results into finding out a solution becomes more complicated. So finding out a simplified way requires a skill and a technique that is being the target of your syllabus. But it should not be every time syllabus oriented, because you are going to learn so many things in your practical life, and every time, one more part, insist your faculty members, insist your institute to incorporate current happenings in the syllabus. That is the drawback of the MBA system, which I find as an external person itself, that there is a difference between university affiliated MBAs and autonomous MBAs. Autonomous in the sense they are affiliated to AICT, they are approved, no doubt at all, but they try to revise the syllabus after every 1 year. That is the most important difference. Otherwise the topic is outdated and being taught in the syllabus. What is the use in the practical application? Not at all it is to be used. That's why we must insist the university authorities that this is the time that revision has to take place. Changes are to be made, and while revising the syllabus, you have to reconstruct in such a way so that ultimate objective of the syllabus is to give you the practical understanding about the happenings in the current scenario itself. I don't know whether your syllabus consists of the topic like fluctuations in dollar rate. I told in the beginning, you must be well aware about the changes in the dollar rate and how it has an impact on economic development of a developing country. If it is included, well and good. Otherwise, you may insist your teacher to have a discussion on why the dollar rate has increased. Is it because of Namo Namaha? Is it because of Raghuram Rajan policy? Or what is the other reason? And how it has an impact on overall economic situation. As a residents of Jalgaon, a golden city, I know very well, purposely I am talking a golden city because the gold transactions in Jalgaon are at a highest number, and that is the basic reason I feel that gold imports are increasing. If the gold imports are there, automatically it has an impact on dollar. And that's why, if you remember, there is a strict control on import of gold. There is a strict control on import on gold. And yesterday only I read in the newspaper that the restrictions are to be more and more severe. In the latest current policy for RBI, this is the most important topic on which they are going to discuss well, that how it is to be controlled. At least we are fortunate. In the last year we know we have reached 70 rupees. Today at least we are at the bottom level of 60. But think of the situation on 15th of August 1947 when $1 equals to 1 rupee. 1947, 15th of August, $1 equals to 1 rupee. On 15th of August 2014, $1 equals to 60 plus. Debatable topic. And definitely more important from management student point of view. Because every corporate organization have a dealing with foreign countries, having foreign exchange in matter. That's why how to restrict the foreign exchange, how to get maximum foreign exchange from the transaction has to be the policy of the corporate organization, the employable people like you. That's why whether it is included in the syllabus or not, out of question, but request your teacher to talk on this particular issue, which are the burning issues so far. Logical thinking. I feel the subject of MBA are totally different than what you have learned till the time being, even for commerce student also. Finance, marketing, human resource, IT, operations, systems, so many. These are all new subjects. Don't be under the impression that the finance, what you learned yesterday, marketing, what you learned yesterday, will be the same from today's management education point of view. At least personally, I have difference of opinion in this particular regard. Let us clarify. Yesterday, till BCom graduation, I used to repeat the word in marketing every day as consumer. Consumer is a king, no doubt. Has to be respected everywhere. But today, from management education point of view, the concept has totally changed and it is to be termed as prosumer. Consumer and prosumers are totally different. Make a point very clear. That's why every corporate organization has to change their marketing policies. Because of the computers, the instruments what you have in your pocket, you are using like your basic need. Every student feels that roaming with a very good computer is prestigious. Particularly the girls. Not you, please excuse me. I used to talk from Pune condition point of view. It is a competition between the girl students that what type of computer, what type of mobile you have purchased. And just to make a show of happiness. They are not using at all. Immediately after the class, because in our campus mobile is not allowed. Please mind it well. Even in the class, if you carry the mobile, you have to pay the fine. Not of 50 or 100, but thousands of rupees. It is a offense from management education point of view. After 6:30 you are free to use it. And I know, immediately after 6:30 you start your mobile. Hello, how are you? Where to go? What do you plan? Where to meet? What's the program are? Coffee or a cup of tea? Useless stuff. I know very well. Instead of that, you will have a discussion. What analytical discussions we are going to meet during the nighttime stay? What newspaper has highlighted today, to remember very well, should be an expected discussion. But I can understand your age and what sort of habits you have. I have never anything to say. You can follow yourself, but add these things also. So during these different types of courses, human resource, marketing, please remember you are going to learn new things. Prosumers, I was just talking about it. Prosumers are professional consumers. Because of the spread of mobile and the development, consumer knows each and everything about the product. Consumer knows even the company and their historical record also. So they are becoming professional. They know which are the alternative products available in the market. What are the prices which become the affordable price? Because today price should be always specified in the term affordable. Unless and until you afford a particular price, you never become the consumer. Price may be very high, which is not possible for me to afford it. What is the use of it? That's why to quote an affordable price is an particular important effort which is being made by the corporates. The price they try to quote is definitely affordable, otherwise the product is not being taken up. That's why nano is very popular. Nano, affordable costing, target costing is a base behind that nano motor car. A CM of India can get the four-wheeler at 1 lakh only, was introductory price. Who is the CM of India? CM of India. A CM of India can get a car in 1 lakh of rupees, an affordable price. Who is the CM? Common man. Aam Admi, not chief minister. He can afford 25 crores. The common man can afford only 1 lakh. Me, not you. A common man's point of view, what is affordable becomes the price to be quoted. And the consumers are well aware about all this pricing mechanism, reverse pricing mechanism. That's why today's consumer is professionally well aware. That's why it's termed as prosumer. So the corporates have to change their marketing techniques. That's why Coca-Cola company has invested crores of rupees investment in advertising Coca-Cola in India, because 70% Bharatiya are not yet captured by them. 70% villagers. If you try to popularize the Coca-Cola, a cold drink, in that rural area, you may get maximum customers. That's why crores of rupees advertisement expenditure was invested by Coca-Cola company in Indian market to tap the 70% Bharatiyas. They have a different policy to follow. So you have to think out that these subjects are to be studied from new dimension point of view. You may be having confusion in your mind when I specified 6 aims: main, machine, material, manpower, method and money. Main and manpower, you will say, sir, these are one and the same. I differ. As a student of management, please remember, main differs from manpower. Manpower is basically function of human resource. Manpower will be cared, utilized, have some values, because they are human beings. Man as an input becomes your personal function. So try to treat these two approaches, concerned with your manpower and main, in a different dimension at managerial level, and that's why we have classified 2 aims into main and manpower. Money, that is the finance. Method, maybe the marketing. The systems, that may be the IT system which you are going to introduce, because nowadays everywhere software is becoming a must. Even for account keeping, packages are available. You just fill up the information, you just fill up with the transaction which you have transacted. Within a second you can get the financial statement. For that, acquaintance of software is absolutely important. Software, hardware, otherwise nowhere. Software, hardware, otherwise nowhere. That's why you have to develop your software skills. Don't be under the impression that yesterday's language is becoming outdated today. I am giving even maximum importance to yesterday's Java also. Because what the new languages you are developing are the outcome of old languages only. You have to learn C++ to get the understanding of cloud computing, test for testing, data as an information. The new techniques are being developed with the old technique only. So don't be under the wrong impression that the software languages are becoming outdated. No. You have to put your research input and to develop new languages. For that, yesterday's language may be treated as an input. What you are going to introduce will become the output being used in current day-to-day life. And that's why the logical thinking is absolutely important. I take logical thinking in the sense, ask questions to the teacher repeatedly to make your understanding very clear. Because you may be under the impression that we know everything, but we don't know anything. Simple thing I'll ask you. As a student of commerce, as I am a teacher from commerce and accounts itself, we have prepared the balance sheet. We have prepared number of statements. But have you understood with the latest changes as per amendment in the Companies Act from 2011, 31st of March 2012 was the new presentations according to the amended Indian Companies Act. Schedule 6 being revised now. Your 6th schedule is outdated now. As per the new pattern, every corporate organization has to prepare the company, the financial statement as per vertical form itself, as per revised schedule 6 itself, and the cash flow is becoming compulsory. So yesterday I was preparing only statement of profit and loss, balance sheet. Together with that, now the cash flow statement is becoming compulsory and in the format specified by the Companies Act. What I mean to say, you have to get acquainted with the latest changes only. And as a student, it is a responsibility of the teacher to let you know what has changed and how it is to be implemented. From 11 till TY, we have studied one important concept known as furniture, fixtures and fitting. It is a fixed asset, tangible asset, wasting asset, depreciable asset. But how you differentiate between furniture, fixture and fitting? In the company balance sheet, we have the practice only to write if and if rupees so and so less depreciation because it is a vesting asset. But have you ever tried to understand what is the difference between that? Anyone can tell me what is the difference between furniture, fixtures and fitting? Yes, please. Open for discussion. I just taken a simple example. Like that, number of concepts you are going to face. That's why I said your job is to ask repeatedly number of questions to make your concept very clear. Otherwise, you join an organization with a wrong understanding and start expressing, it will be a flop show. And 6 months guaranteed later will be given to you to say goodbye. If you want to survive, at least question and answer session has to be more effective. Ask the questions to the teacher if you are not clear with a particular concept, but get the understanding very well. Anyone? Furniture, fixtures and fitting. Yes, ma'am?
Furniture is a table, chair.
Table and chair, very good.
Fixture is where to place it.
Okay.
And fitting is to fit that in that place.
For example, is this fan? Yes. It is the fitting. Absolutely, I am very happy with the expression. At least she is to the point. Furniture, table, chair, cupboard, which is a movable property. That is very important. A movable property of the corporate organization in the form of furniture becomes furniture as a term itself. Table, the chair, the cupboard are movable from one place to another. That's why it becomes a furniture. Pictures, which is fixed up with the ground. You go to the cinema hall, you sit on the chair which is fixed up to the ground level. Even that the chair is beautiful, you have a plan to take out to home. Is it possible? No. Because it is fixed up to the ground. You go to the science hall, the laboratory table is fixed up to the ground. The chairs in your science lab are fixed up to the ground. So that part of furniture which is fixed up to the ground, immovable furniture, becomes your picture. Fitting becomes the part which is fitted to the wall. The electric wiring, the fans become your fitting itself. I know very well that furniture, fixtures, fitting is a fixed asset. Always to write with number 2 or 3, number 1 comes with goodwill. That was being taught by my teacher. I never asked my teacher that what does it mean, but this is a time to ask you the question, and if it is not clear, you will have wrong impression when you start working. It may be a negative point from your point of view itself. So logical thinking has to be developed. Now the most important part comes with selection of a particular branch, which is always a headache to the management institute staff itself. Today they are the students of marketing. Immediately tomorrow the application is there. Sir, no, I want to change it to finance. Sir, I want to change it to IT itself, system itself, human resource. Because my girlfriend is going to that branch. Because my boyfriend is going to that branch. They both have never have a thoughtful discussion on that. That what comes under marketing, what are the opportunities, what is my capacity to work. Usually, I never recommend a job of marketing manager for the girl student because they have to move here and there for selling the product, developing the marketing techniques and all that. For them, human resource becomes the beautiful branch. If at all they are human beings, if at all they are caring each other and utilizing each other very well. So remember, what is my capacity and what is my liking should not differ. It has to be matched to each other. Ask the question to you yourself that what I am going to do after my MBA. Because today, if at all you ask me, I am sorry to specify a very interesting point with which I can even talk for a few minutes regarding the developing banking sector, my dear friend. Fantastic opportunities today are there in banking field, even for MBA marketing, even for MBA IT, even for MBA human resource. Bank is a developing sector itself. And for that, from today, it should not be our final goal. At that time, we will decide whether I am fit for the job or not. But till that time, we must try our level best. If at all you feel that no, this is developing field itself, you can approach that, because nowadays the salaries are beautiful even for banks. You might be knowing thoroughly well that in between, RBI has allowed private corporate organizations to start new banks. 26 major corporate organizations have applied to get the permission to start new bank permission itself, but only 2 corporate organizations were granted with the permission. One out of that is Bandhan Financial Institutions. Last week only, You must have read out from Kolkata that for 20 opportunities, only 20 vacancies for the top post in Bandhan Financial, mean the bank what they are going to start with themselves. For 20 posts, there were near about 27,000 applications. For 20 posts, 27,000 applications were there, and majority of the applications were from different IIM, Indian Institute of Management. See the output of IIM applying to Bandhan, the newly starting bank itself, and only 20 getting application of near about 15 to 20,000 itself. So see that particular ratio. Today even, if you remember, number of opportunities in banking sector are fantastic. For all branches, opportunities are there, even for marketing also, even for HR also. In banking, the field is developing like anything. For that, even that can be one of the target what you can keep in mind. But for that particular purpose, our capacity and liking has to match with each other. Know yourself through SWOT analysis. Knowing myself is very difficult. Who am I? What are my qualities? What are my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats? SWOT analysis is a scientific method of knowing you yourself. Who you are, what the qualities you have. If you start thinking yourself in an effective manner, more minutely, analytically, you come to know the inbuilt characteristic in yourself. And if you know your inbuilt characteristic, these are to be developed nicely. If you know that I can talk very well in a group of 50 students, 100 students, even at the different types of the meetings, social meetings also. Remember, even the teacher is finding it difficult to talk in a public meeting. Teacher is finding it difficult to talk in the seminar also, in the workshop also. It requires some additional ability. If you have analyzed yourself, what are my strong points? I will concentrate on that. What are my weak points? I will see that how they are to be removed. What are my opportunities? And the combination at the end, S with T. S not only with T, S with O also. All combinations are to be made and to find out where you are and what abilities have to be developed to see that you become employable in the market. And coming to the last, be presentable. Present yourself with enthusiastic and efficient, career-oriented qualities. During this span of 2 years, if you have developed the inbuilt qualities, definitely I feel that you are now presentable. You go anywhere, you will prove your name of the institute. Because the name of the institute is considered to be the most disciplined, well-behaved, personality developed institute itself. If at all, you are in a position to make presentable yourself. Whatever topic it may be, start talking. Whether you are on the track, out of the track, at least you will take some time, and the experience will definitely help you a lot next time to talk on the subject matter in time, on time, with the proper things which are to be presentable. Presentable does not mean that the tie and the suit or the shoes are to be there. Better presentation with my sweetie face, sweet language, body language, simple language, communicative ability is definitely going to have an impact on the party who are observing you very well. And that's why my advice to you as a teacher in the subject of management, that if you want to be a successful, employable student, develop the soft skills and the hard skills. Definitely, the teaching faculty is here to help you a lot, but you have to go and to request them that, sir, we are interested in this particular topic. Even you have forgotten, they are willing to teach you, but it should be you who are going to approach. If at all I said that foreign language, the understanding is absolutely important. When you are presentable, I include you to be at least knowing one foreign language. Because in 2016, everyone will have an opportunity outside India also. And in that situation, if you know German, French, Japanese, Chinese, you will be the first to select. It does not mean that you should regularly start learning. You may request the director that, sir, at least 1 hour in a week should be for foreign language. He will well accept and make the arrangement of teaching a foreign language. But it should be you to approach. That foreign language is a basic requirement to make your soft skill updated. Your communication spirit has to be well developed. That's why I said in the classroom, you have to stand, you have to talk on that subject matter, you have to collect the information, what we are going to learn tomorrow. If you come to know in advance, at least try to read out the same before you come to the class, so that your presentability is definitely going to increase. And that's why, my dear friend, I am very happy to meet my very sincere, affordable students. Affordable has a different meaning here. And I appreciate your efforts that really you are coming with a clear-cut intention that no, we don't know anything, but still we are ready to learn. That acceptability you have, you are definitely going to get each and every success which is waiting for you in the future. सर्व विद्यार्थ्यांना या निमित्ताने ज्ञानवंत होण्यासाठी, विचारवंत होण्यासाठी, अक्षयवंत होण्यासाठी आणि धनवंत होण्यासाठी हार्दिक शुभेच्छा. मनापासून आपण ऐकलं. घड्याळाला सुद्धा न्याय देणं ही माझी जबाबदारी आहे. कुठेतरी थांबावं म्हणून मी माझ्या वाणीला पूर्ण विराम देतो. धन्यवाद.